Since we started out on Bitcoin,
Hello, traders. Welcome to the stream. Good to see y'all. Just one moment. Bitcoin is on the run, after a pullback that took it as low as $34,600. Probably freaked some people out, and you think that like that pullback really affected altcoins, like always, how sensitive they are to Bitcoin movement. Something was going on, man. Yeah, yesterday I was traveling, missed the whole altcoin bonanza. It was crazy. Hold on one sec. Chat box is like busted right now, so I'm trying to like figure it out. But okay, so some people had some good points on Bitcoin, at least in the Patreon, and I guess like some of the general community. Gosh dang it, man! My groceries are here. Could y'all give me like 2 seconds? God, of course, that's just ridiculous. Too fast, man. It will literally take 2 seconds. I'm just gonna put up Bitcoin on the chart because the chat box is busted. Go figure. And yeah, so made an adjustment that it seems you have it like how it is, and then there's such little data, and then time goes by, and then you just the price action turns into something else. That typically happens, and Thomas Bulkowski talks about that. So after a huge impulse, it's hard to trust something where there's only a few days of data, but as the days go on and more candles are painted, things start becoming a little bit more clear, and maybe this is just how it's being interpreted by the market. So if you give me 1 sec, I just got to put these eggs in the fridge. 2 seconds. All right, be right back. Like button, bell, sub, be destroyed. Just realized like I literally made that grocery delivery order before Bitcoin moved, so I wasn't really thinking that'd be going live this early, but I am. Here I am. I think it's 2:22 Eastern time. We had the fall back, so we lost an hour, and I've been traveling and I've been in Central Time, so I lost 2 hours in a day. So pretty nice structure here, how it's developing. One thing I could take from what I just see, like with a bunch of candles here, it may be a potential wave structure on this impulse here, this big. If this is a real candle, you could just use your imagination and you try to think about some TA Tetris. I kind of see maybe spitballing, okay? Big spitball here. A crab, potential crab pattern, something along these lines, maybe without the crazy wick on a Sunday. The higher low, the 60% retrace on B, and then the 1618 on, you know, you can think about it like that. And that's maybe where we could be headed. It would be perfect, right? Just all depends on if this candle that we're witnessing right now, we got 36 minutes till it's closed. If it's gonna catch any follow through, that could be an easy target. Takes you to the top of the channel. Kind of just makes sense there, right? But yeah, I've been out of my element. This is like the first trip in years since I didn't bring my laptop with me. I was trying to make it, trying to make a point to myself that like I was just gonna try to be focusing on friends and family because it was my first homecoming since I moved to Miami. And I think I did an okay job of that, but it required me, again, just leaving the laptop and not streaming. But it doesn't look like I missed too much, right? I mean, besides the altcoin run yesterday, but yesterday was a travel day. So maybe we got that going on. I mean, it would literally be Tetris, right? 37.2, 1618 locally. We'll see. It's not like the strongest idea. Like we're looking at the 4 hour. We know the 4 hour. Normally you're looking for structures like on the daily, 12 hour plus. Let's look at that. Let's just look at the 12 hour. You know, it's been a minute since we've been here. Oh, looking for a, maybe again, if this all, we got 4 hours, 35 minutes, we could be looking bullish and golden candle. If you go any higher, I mean, if you just go a little bit higher, if we could get a 12-hour candle close above 35,474, it'd be the highest 4 hour or the highest 12-hour candle close of 2023. And it's November 7th. Oh my God. And it all started with classic accumulation pretty fast. I mean, you had to, this is how fast life comes at you. These structures develop, then they mature, and then it is your responsibility to continue to scan and monitor to identify these patterns, potential patterns, and then if we have an edge, even better. And it's been number go up ever since then. Well, number go up, then number goes sideways for 2 weeks, but still kind of going up. And really, this type of consolidation is great for the overall market because you've seen what the altcoins have done, right? And yeah, they may be down today, but doesn't tell a story about what happened yesterday. Ethereum, right? The whole, if it stays above 1728 long enough, you have a hard target of 1972 to 2043. Well, you got as high as 1916 since that formal back test of 1728 was resistance, became support again. It's been running. And, you know, at its highs, it was only about 2.75% away from the target area. And what I mean by target area is just that if you look at history, you understand on the daily why. It's candle high close back in February 2021. And then, you know, virtually a candle close from August 2022. And you can see the formal back test we got at that level this spring and summer after a failed breakout attempt. So still there above the 200 running, but you can thank Bitcoin for that. You can definitely thank Bitcoin for that. Have we broken that supply line yet on Ethereum chat? Wow, look at this.
Oh, would you look at that?
So just 2 anchor points that gives you a valid supply line, right? You have to have 2 anchor points. 1 anchor point April 16th, 1 anchor point July 14th. Breached 2 days ago, back tested yesterday, being back tested once again today. All right. We have a breakout of some sort and a back test ongoing. Very nice. Underperformed Bitcoin today. Yeah, so let's just go to the Bitcoin dominance chart that's been taking it on the chin a little bit just because the altcoins have been running while Bitcoin consolidates. Also, mic check. Hello, Tom Crown. Had a good conversation with Tom Crown a couple of days ago. Yeah, and yeah, just shooting the S about the markets and streaming and all that. And we're going to do a collab soon. Tom and me talk about the TA like Scott Carney and me would. I think we're going to do it on his channel first, and then we'll do it on mine after. But here it is. Here's Bitcoin dominance. Shout out to Tom Crown, by the way. Great guy. Met him personally. Go follow his channel. You know, he does really. You know, he kind of, one of his big things is being live during the Jerome Powell podium. You know, the FOMC meetings where you get crazy price action. He's there to cover that. So, so yeah, after just a route for about a week now. Wow, dude, oh my God. And that's what happens. You travel. What a beautiful, beautiful. How did it, someone did bring it up and I was like, well, wait a second. You know, how could it be if we know by the book a falling three methods is a 5 Japanese candlestick continuation pattern, not a reversal pattern, but in this particular situation, it was a reversal. Hold on a sec. My trainer is calling me. I got to mute my mic. Hold on a sec. Sorry. All right, sorry about that. That was the, I guess I already told y'all, never mind. All right, so here's Ethereum to Bitcoin. All right, still unfortunately below the bottom of the trading range, or the Wyckoff distribution schematic, as some would call it. And I'm just gonna make that a gray zone now so we can really see it. You're below it. So just congrats on your joke rally. It's not even a rally. I can't even see it on the daily. Congrats on 3 days of going up from the lowest level you've been at in years. Congrats on that. But until you're back above 5.6 million sats or whatever, there is nothing to be excited about on Ethereum. It's just like Bitcoin. It's still the Bitcoin show. I'm sorry. And it could be like lesser than S-Coin show too, because they're just such small market cap coins that doesn't take much money to move them. But Ethereum, call me when the new data presents itself that would articulate an argument to me that it was a fake, a false bearish breakdown, because they do happen. But we want to see like reasons to get excited again about it. Mama Ivy, oh my Evan, gosh.
Mama Ivy
that a
tipped
joint?
$420.69.
I mean, it's
Howdy.
legal, right?
Can you look at Orange Coin? Lol.
Mama Ivy, thanks for the $420 and, of course, 69 cents. The orange coin, oh yeah, that one. Well, I'm crazy, right? I know I'm such an Ethereum maximalist. You must all know me well as that. Okay, yeah, we can go to orange coin. Or do you want to look at orange juice? Or do you want to look at orange presidential candidate? What you want? You know, there's many different oranges, oranges. Here it is. I mean, I don't even think we looked at the daily on Bitcoin. So, wait, and again, audio check, by the way. Audio check, make sure we're okay, Brad. Mods, non-mods, everyone. What's your opinion, man? I just don't want to be too loud, you know, ruin the stream. Okay, yeah, just like on the 12-hour on the daily, you got about the same amount of price until you're so close to maybe possibly in 4 hours and 20 minutes. Hey,
Is that a joint?
to making your highest daily candle close of 2023. You're just at this 35K level, and it's just like the fives and the zeros, psychological support resistance. And if you know Bitcoin and you've been tracking it for years, you understand 20K, 25K, 30K, now 35K, 40K for sure. Not so much 45K, 50K, yeah, 65K, you know, like the fives and the zeros, man. So it's just been hanging out at the 35K level. Not a hard target level. I think 38 to 40K is the harder target levels. Speaking of harder targets, how about looking at XRP here? That who cares if it's down 3.89%? Heck, it could be down 5.89%. I don't even care. Remember, so I guess there are just some people in the world out there in the internet that don't really understand. Like they'll just look at this and then they'll start complaining about my levels. But I've discussed to ad nauseum over countless amounts of time these levels, justifying their validity and why they're plotted. And it's not a joke. I like really do have a huge emphasis. I put a huge emphasis on historical levels from history. Okay, that started back in 2018. Reversal level, you can see even more here in November 2018, June of 2019, right? Then it flipped from resistance all the time to support in 2021. Okay, zone. And that's why it's there. Because in my opinion, historically, that's a major level, just is. And then you also can have more local levels where like the support resistance is manufactured a lot later. It's not back from 2018. It was back in 2022. This level was really, I think, manufactured. And so this is plotted too. In orange, right? You have yellow. I try to color code, right? If you ever see yellow lines, I try to make it this way. Maybe not all of them. Every single chart would be like this of my thousands, right? But I try to make it where the yellow lines are more historical inflection points, and then if they're orange lines, they're a little bit more local levels. Okay, so if you don't know, now you know. And that was there, January 2022, and then it was support and became resistance in September, October 2022. Resistance, you can see the candle close right there. Traders never set, besides the news-driven catalyst where I say just ignore it because it was bullcrap anyway. It was like, oh, SEC lawsuit dropped, and then, oh, they're appealing, and it was literally a wash. So if it was a wash, then you just act like, okay, it never was. So what was really going on? You just continued that someone out there had continuing their accumulation phase, and now they have finally, I guess, accumulated enough to where there's not enough supply, and finally, for the first time, we were witnessing October 23rd, the level that traders had never been able to settle up above, meaning the daily candle close was never able to happen above that level. It finally did. And then you got a little price action after too, buyers getting really aggressive, and then a few days, 72 hours of a pullback, and this little morning star, and then back above it. And it's almost like a back test of that level, like where you can just see it's not perfect, but what was resistance always had flipped to support, and that's when I tweeted, okay, right? It was like it was October 29th, I think what my tweet was. It was like, okay, 76 cents, hard target. That's it. And so got as high as 73.489 cents. And we're talking, that is what? That's 10 days. So since that tweet, whatever, you can again have your opinion about whatever you think about my trend lines. You should start your own channel and see how many people watch you. We'll see how it goes. I'll be excited to see it. All right. It's up 32% in 8 days since that tweet of the hard target, 76 cents. So yes, a pullback today after what a freaking crazy 2 days where I was not home. I was traveling. 20% in 1 or 2 days. Incredible. So 76 cents, and then, you know, I was talking to Crypto Lawyer and some people in the Patreon last night. You know, just asking, like, you know, 76 cents, like, do you think it could go higher? It's like, of course it could go higher. So again, man, composite operator accumulation campaign for a year, over and over and over, more than before, just non-stop accumulation, just gobbling up all the XRP coins as possible. So yes, 76 cents was just, okay, man, if it goes up 40% in 10, 11 days, that is a great area to lock in 40% on your money in 10 days. It just means that there could be some supply there, but yeah, it pulls back and then pivots and then runs again. The next target would probably be around 92 cents or 90 cents. Okay, it's a little bitty zone up there. Here's like, none of this is like my opinion. I mean, in terms of like, I'm just showing you where have been price pivots on a chart a multitude of times, not just on the bottom side, but the top side, 91, 92 cents after 76 cents. And again, this is also like, you know, it's like a peak back from September 2018. Price action correlated in November 2020, very close in 2021. You know, that's why 76 cents was the target from here. And then 92 after that, and then after 92, it was going to be like 123 to 130 maybe. It starts getting really, there's just not going to be that much there, like above 92. 92 is a huge level because XRP normally goes berserk above 92, 93 cents. Okay, so that's just kind of where we're at. Not many stocks in the world look like this, but if you wanted to see a composite operator accumulating in his campaign, XRP is putting on a show for now. All right, 35,500 plus on Bitcoin again, nearing the highs of the day, nearing the highest highs in a few days, actually. We have less than 20 minutes till your 4-hour candle close. We can continue on to BNB that, of course, no $40 pizza party was ever going to happen if Bitcoin was going to save us. Bitcoin did. If you watch the streams before Bitcoin's fake news ETF approval, there were two potential narratives on how things were going to play out. Either Bitcoin was going to save the world from inflation and actually math was going to, math was the savior, right? Okay, yeah, $1 trillion last quarter, $730 billion this quarter, $1.7 trillion omnibus bill 1 year ago, uncapped spending from the government until January 2025, right? All that is the Fiat Ponzi scheme, where every time they do that, it takes just a little bit more. It devalues the energy you expend in the work you put in every single day just a little bit more. But I think we've actually legged down in the parabolic collapse of fiat purchasing power. My opinion. Is it my opinion, or is it just, wow, everything you buy now is up 50% or higher? Everything, every individual thing you buy, you consume, right? Services that are provided also. Materials for the people rendering services, up stupid amounts still. Arbitrary process where they can manipulate the numbers, right, to make things look okay. Job numbers too. That's all smoke and mirrors, right? Where it's like low quality part-time jobs and government jobs, which is like really padding their numbers. It's incredible. Like, these people are fraudulent, liars, scamming us, taking away everything, really. This is it. So I'm saying legging down in the parabolic descent, right? Like your angle of ascent, you leg up in a parabolic run, you're legging down in purchasing power. Okay. So, you know where I was going with that, man. Okay. Just, okay. So I was talking about the narratives, right? If that wasn't the case, if, like, say equities with the classic distribution, if the divergence wasn't going to play out, You know, and we weren't going to go on this incredible short squeeze. Wow, we haven't looked at it since I've been gone. The SPY, man, oh my God, just nonstop gaps up. I can't imagine how much people, like, you know, the people short selling, how underwater they are. Well, so what's happening is it's not just they get underwater, but then all of a sudden, like, their stop losses get triggered, right? Their stop limits get triggered, and that causes them to cover their shorts, which in turn exacerbates the squeeze. And it's almost like a cascading effect, and that very well seems kind of like what's going on with these gaps up. And then you have currently the spider is at it's a local resistance, right? The October 12th high, and you haven't broken it yet, but you are flirting with the break of it. And even if you did break it, I think there's a supply line, right? You're starting to develop a pretty big structure here, right around 442. Normally, you know, runs like this will. You know, there have been a lot of comparisons of, you know, stuff like this, right? Where you gap up, you squeeze, and then you just gap down. And it's like a major bull trap. But, you know, there's another one too, I think. Maybe? I thought there were like 2 different instances of that. Maybe I'm crazy. Nah, that was definitely the most apparent one. But I mean, it's like 7 stocks carrying the world for the most part. Then you got the Dow Jones Industrial Average. Let's look at these index funds real quick. We got Bitcoin up in top, you know, just above my head, so you can always see it. It was like, hey man, you know, there was like insane divergence. You couldn't ignore it. Then you couldn't ignore the fact that 32,600 was recaptured. False bearish breakdown. You see that all the time. It's like, the daily candle close confirmed it. Oh no, we're screwed. But then the next day, no, there was no follow through. Literally nothing, right? It's never about the breakdown. It is about the follow through price action you receive after the confirmed breakdown. If there wasn't one, it never was. It wasn't a real breakdown. So after that, you've been squeezing, right? Kind of broke supply line to a degree, like, you know, what kind of maybe made the most sense with the touches. But yeah, again, it's like just floating on up. I think it's a short squeeze. I like, you know, again, if you're targeting like a dragon, like a bullish dragon pattern from the high to the low, the 618 344 and then the 786 34,969, those would be your 2 harder targets anyway, so you're reaching them. So the upside's pretty limited if you're looking at it like maybe a dragon. I think if you want a more pronounced reversal, right, I think you would be looking for eventually a pullback to occur, and wherever the pullback completed and the buyers came back in to pivot it, we would get a higher low than the previous low. You're always looking for that, man. Like that's like a higher low. That's how you know, inverse head and shoulder patterns develop. That's how classic accumulation patterns develop. And it's just more forms of confirmation. There's forms of confirmation that there are more than before, right? Where there were only less than before. Most recent discernible event on the Dow Jones Industrial Average was the lowest high and the lowest low since August, after failing to break out, by the way. After a huge, a very choppy, scrubby rally that's been going on since October last year. Whew. You know, and index funds are tough, dude, because I thought, you know, one high, the lower high, then the slightly lower high with the shooting star, and then it ended up, the buyers defended the levels and ran one more time, probably to stop everyone out and make everyone flip bullish, and then hits another resistance and then fails. But yeah, it's really hard to like trust something like this. I want to see a higher low get put in, and I feel more comfortable with maybe a real continuation of maybe testing 35.6 again and running higher. But for now, it's not really that appetizing. Okay. Oh, shoot, man, I forgot we didn't look at total. My bad, dude. Thanks again, Mama Ivy, for the 420.69. Holy crap! Like, win private jet. When we going?
Bruh.
Here it is. Jonathan, what do you think about the Alabama LSU game? Electric environment. What do you think about the inflation and the chat being somewhat lit today? You know, and of course, what do you think about Israel, Palestine, Hamas, and all that going on? And then the election, and then what's your religious beliefs, Jonathan? What do you think about all these things?
I like turtles.
Thank you so much, Jonathan. I really appreciate your input on all of that. Wow, dude, that was a revelation. I wish the leaders in our government would also abide by the same things you're talking about, Jonathan. Thank you. Wow, incredible take. $1.31 trillion yesterday, the day before. Highest daily candle closes of the year of 2023. Highest daily candle closes actually since maybe May of 2022, and then maybe May 15th of 2022. And then that's, you may be right there, breaking that. There's just not much there, maybe till you see 1.48. It's just not very big deal. Like the major one's 1.7, just like Bitcoin's like 38, 40K. But yeah, you got a couple little levels here that could act as, a checkpoint. There could be some supply there. But my God, man, incredible so far. Highs of the year. Got to make you feel good. The buyers defended $1 trillion. That's what they did. Then a couple higher lows, right? That's great, man. More than before, right? You talked about the Dow Jones, right? We just talked about the things you kind of would feel more comfortable about. You see how like Dow Jones made a low, then the lower low. Okay, divergence saved you. The sellers were exhausted. Okay, that ushered in this rally, right? But then, same thing. The low, then the slightly lower low. And then, okay, right, it just happens like that all the time where, it wasn't perfect or anything. It was real. I mean, there was divergence here on total. There was divergence on Bitcoin. It wasn't really as good on Bitcoin. It was there, but it was tougher. Ethereum really had it. But the low, then the lower low. You're like, you don't really know, right? I mean, like, okay, it was the lowest low we've had. But then you're looking for maybe, hey, look, all of a sudden some new data comes in over the next month. And these two lows are higher than this low. That's always what you want to see. First time, all right, man, we might have accumulation, but is it real? You don't really know. And then the second time, holy crap, it is real. It is confirmed accumulation. So that, again, that is always what makes things a lot easier. The lowest low with divergence, yes,
INJ
but we never know how the
ATH.
divergence will perform. We don't know if it's real, but a higher low accumulation than confirmed accumulation. You're always looking for that. No matter what chart, no matter what time of the year, no matter where you are, if you're on Mars or if you're in the Andromeda Galaxy, you're just always looking for higher lows, man, to have more confidence in an asset for higher prices, okay? So Charizard, engine near all-time highs. It keeps pumping, ma'am. Did I say ma'am? My God. It is ma'am. Sorry, I've said a lot of yes ma'ams this weekend, being in Tuscaloosa and Birmingham. So you just do it, man. Sorry. Yes, sir. I meant to say man, okay, M-A-N, but it just came out as ma'am. I misgendered you. It's okay, I have a court date for that in a few weeks. By the way, 90 Degree Branding LLC and Devin T, thank both of y'all for joining the Patreon. Really appreciate that. At the same time, I'm just saying, man, because like what? I'm giving credit where credit's due, man. These are people supporting a 100% crowdsourced stream, like Mama Ivy was earlier, and like Charizard just did. Okay. Also, just scrolling up, a lot of Jameson charts, a lot of people like Respect the TA is very active, incredible, and Jameson's been quarterbacking that, and I really appreciate that, man. That you are the hype king. But we had more people renew their membership to the Citadel/Patreon. If I could find it, yeah. So thank you so much to Gaia Tiger for the 10 months. This is great stuff. AP, thank you for the 10 months of support. Nick 1821, thank you for the 5 months of support, brother. Scrolling, man. Active stuff, dude. Yeah, and the fact that I've been gone for a multitude of days also compounds that, makes it tougher. Dang, man. Hi Bear Gento 88. Thank you so much for you joined the Patreon. Thank you, dude. You got it synced up. Thank you, NBF, for the 9 months. Echo Leaf, thank you so much for the 2 months. Even though Echo Leaf's like an annual patron, he took the black. His his name is black in the Discord, meaning he's an annual Patreon patron. But he's now continuing to support with the premium Discord. Thank you so much, dude. Brad, can you keep looking for me, man? Yeah, I already said that one. Yeah, so keep scrolling up though for me. Anyway, thank you. All I'm trying to say is thank you so much for the support. Couldn't do without y'all. And this stream's been going on for like 6 years, or going on 6 years, and y'all, it will be 6 years and of my live streaming in February. So going on that. And it's always been crowdsourced, always will be. No affiliate marketing links ever, never will. I don't care. I've never accepted money from any sponsor ever to promote their product onto you. Never. I monetize. I'm sorry, I do not monetize on YouTube because you can't when you play copyright music that you're listening to right now that enhances the stream. So again, accepting no money from anyone but the viewers. So I'm not compromised, and there's no catch. My heart is to you and the traditional technical analysis. That's it. All right, so we continue on. We can look at the IWM that unfortunately has just not been getting the love. I mean, a couple gaps, but I'm saying you're just not really performing as well, in my opinion, as the SPY and the Dow Jones on the squeeze. The divergence ended up playing out. You got really close to 160. But again, the buyers defended this June 13th, 2022 low, September 2022 low. It happens, man. At support, there might be bids that come in. Well, they did. But again, until you take out 198 to 200, you're a joke. IWM is an effing joke until $200 is captured. That's it. That's the line in the sand. You could run all day, man. Go up, test 200 MBM, squeeze everyone, man. Make everyone homeless that's short. Whatever. Still doesn't change the trend. Doesn't change anything. It's Rudy Poo. Literally is a squeeze. The shorts are getting squeezed, so it exacerbates the short squeeze, makes it become more violent as they cover. But guess what? Are you above 173.39? What's up, Pepe? That's the Dank Pepe. Thank you so much for the bell of the Dank Pepe. We have 1 hour, 5 minutes until the closing bell for the stock market. So 5 minutes till power hour. But yeah, right now, currently trading, IWM trading below the 2018 high, but slightly above the 2020 high, the zone, the major zone, in my opinion. So what happened? Sellers were exhausted, and it really came in on the tail end. This is specimen RSI. This is exactly the way you always, if you fell asleep and you were in a dream, okay, and you were dreaming about Wells Wilder and the RSI, this is exactly how you would have it in your dream. This is it. It's perfect. But it developed only fully until later. The MACD was continuously showing us. We ended up getting triple MACD divergence here, okay? So, all right, yeah. And so after divergence, one squeeze means nothing. No higher lows, right? Wouldn't you want to wait for a higher low to come in? Yeah, you always do. It makes things lower risk when you get confirmation of accumulation, and there's none of that here. What a joke. Okay, so we can look at some of these altcoins, right? Trying to catch up on the altcoin world. I know stocks have been doing stuff too, okay? But I'm back for the first time in a few days, and I've got to just figure out how to juggle and manage this. All right, let's look at Sol. Sol, what a run! Almost ran when it broke $38. It went almost straight up to the next zone where there's inflection from history 2022, and it's pulled back. And what's happened? It seems like what was once a resistance support has flipped to support with confirmation, and then a bullish engulfing candle, a break, hook, and go. And the break, hook, and go is now catching some follow through. Where in 4 hours and 2 minutes, if all stayed the same or higher on Sol, it will be the highest daily candle close of 2023, and it will be the highest daily candle close since August 2022. So like over a year, right? But again, this is not going to be a joke. $47, $49 is very real. As you can see, multitude of times in history, that's where the price is reversed. If buyers are ever able to breach that level, where they're able to absorb the supply that exists there, that could potentially exist there since we haven't tested it yet, you just assume it would be there. 55.60 for the candle high close from May of 2021 with the wick at 58.54. Then above that, that's when things get insane. Like if you're a Sol fan, oh my God, my alert above 58.50 is going off. That's it. That's like launch. That's like Bitcoin breaking 30K. That's like Bitcoin breaking 42K. Yeah, there's just not really much there overhead resistance wise. You could say $82 if you're being conservative. There was this slight pause, August 2021, and then it flipped into support in January, February, and March of 2022. So yeah, nothing wrong with saying if you break 58, 54, 82, fine. After that, then you're looking for like 120. Okay, so just what a run, and things. You're in an uptrend. You are uptrending on Sol for the year of 2023. Higher highs, higher lows. Recently, the highest high. Incredible. Okay, there it is. All right, thank you, Brad. Also, real quick, just one more Jesus chime. Sorry, Dr. Colossus. Thank you so much for the 2 months. But you've been supporting the channel for a very long time. Really appreciate it, man. And then J Riz, thank you for joining the Patreon. Okay, directly. Nah, you're good, Brad. Don't even, what the heck? Don't worry about it, dude. It's fine. It's just that. That's just, yeah. Okay, so you had Charizard that came in and he was like, hey man, what about INJ is going to make all-time high soon? Well, that channel, that was, you were testing not just the supply line, but then you started testing the horizontal line resistance. You've broken it. And I mean, like, yeah, they're not, I wouldn't say all-time highs yet. You got a long. Charizard, you still have, just don't get cocky, kid. You still got a good, you got to go up 49% until you see real all-time highs. What do you mean we're so close to all-time highs? 49% off is not close. It's just not, okay? That's neither here nor there. All right, so you're kind of just like, it's starting to get to a point where it's just straight line up and you can't strategize in any way. All you can do is look left and just try to discuss maybe what's happening. I don't even think that's really a big deal there. Like $20, I think on the 4 hour, maybe you had that plotted, but like if you break kind of this candle high close from 17, then you got a $22 target, and then you got the all-time high of 25, and then above 25, 30, zeros and fives, 30, 35, 40. So cool, it's running. It like had a channel, a nice uptrend, and it's just been going non-stop, right? I mean, what a killer. This one, and I think there was another one that was doing stuff like this. 130% in less than a month. Incredible. Outperforming Bitcoin for the month. Wow. All right, so Bitcoin did not make its highest 4-hour candle close of 2023, but it did make its second highest 4-hour candle close of 2023. So you got that going for you, which is nice. I really like the way this channel is with the heart line. As you can see, respect on the bottom and top, but also look in the middle as the heart line remaining as resistance, including now, no breach of it. If you did, that's where that crab pattern we discussed at the beginning of the stream could see its reckoning, right? Where you a $37,000 target to become overbought in this new little uptrend on the 4-hour that's not that significant, okay? Yeah, that's right. What's up, Crypto Horda? Look who shows up.
It's time for Power Hour.
Crypto Horda Silver Power Hour, chat. Oh my God.
Technology, what is that all about? Is it good or is it whack?
It's a great question, Ali G. Thanks again, Charizard. Thanks again, Mama Ivy. Okay, technology, it is good and whack at the same time in a way, right? Like the divergence, you know, continued on the MACD. It really wasn't there on the RSI. It was actually, by the book, the textbook, it was triple bearish convergence, really. But again, the S&P was insanely real bullish divergence, so I guess it just followed that, I guess. You know, that classic distribution fake out, I mean, it's like as it was developing, one more sell-off, and then it hits support, and never even, like, all it did was test it. And then that's where the rally and the squeeze is going. And today, not yesterday, no day until today, was there a break of a supply line that goes back to July 19th, September 1st, and most recently October 12th. You are breaking that today. You are also breaking above $369.91, which is a key inflection point from February of 2022, March 2022. The arrows, as you can see, very real. You're breaking that today. But just remember, it was also broken in October, but there was no follow through. So let us see some follow through here. If you do break it one at a time, next one's 380. After that's 387. Okay, that's the cues. Technology, the Magnificent Seven, running the world. You want to hear something insane? It's like the big four, right? Apple, Amazon, Google, and Microsoft. Year to date, their total revenue combined is, hold on.
Can we take a look at the ETF TLT?
We will look at that. Thank you, Conrad. Absolutely. So the status, those big four companies, revenue year to date from January to now combined, they've made more money than almost every single country in the world's GDP, right? I think only like 6 countries had a higher GDP than these 4 companies' revenues for the year 2023 combined. That's like unfathomable. This is so insane, the concentration. You know, and you think about Michael Saylor, what he's doing with Bitcoin. His argument is very valid, because he's like, we're a software company. We know we'll never be able to compete against those big 4 companies ever, doing what everyone else is doing. So we got to find, a high beta asset that has been proven historically to perform as well, if not better, than those big 4, and that is Bitcoin. It is. Bitcoin's the best performing asset in the entire world from inception. And there's no arguing with that. So I get it. He's just like, hey, if you can't beat them, fight them with an asset that has comparable yields. And that's Bitcoin. So good for Michael Saylor. EJ Mac. Oh man, that's amazing, dude. Wow. Let's look at the TLT for Conrad real quick. Yeah. Because bonds, dude, it's changed. Something's changed. Well, has it though? The yields, the bond yields have been kind of getting wrecked lately. But again, man, wasn't it like the asset? It was literally like, you have economists that have come in and confirmed it, that this is on record as one of the worst crashes from its high to low in the history of all financial markets ever. That ever since humans went from being monkeys to writing, transcribing markets. This is one of the worst, okay? So who wants to look at it, and it's like, all right, you never made it to 8154, which is another level. Got front run, but I'll just show you. It's again, these levels are like not really my opinion. It's just kind of, I think, what makes the most sense from historical price action at these levels. You can just see it over and over and over again, right? From, my God, the 2002 all the way up to 2011. And then below that, in my opinion, it looked like, hey man, the one that made the most sense was 8150. But yeah, of course, 8278, like, right? And then 8230, yeah. So it pivoted there. All right. But now, right, what's the price doing? And we had discussed on the yields, there was bearish divergence, and on the TLT, the inverse of the bond yields was bullish divergence. It was there. It just was. It was a low and a slightly lower low. But as we discussed, wouldn't we want to see a higher low first to feel a lot better? You would. Because if the most recent discernible event is on the daily is the lowest low since effing 2007, how can you have any conviction on a rally? I'd like a pullback, a gap fill, a higher low, then Momo shift, then all of a sudden it's like your argument becomes a little bit better. It's still pretty awful, but way better than just, oh my God, it's squeezing on divergence and Carl Icahn, you know, covering his short. And it's like, okay, are you above 88.62 yet? Are you above the gray zone that I have plotted for reasons that are just greater than me, in my opinion? No, you're testing it as resistance for the first time, actually. So that's not really great for buyers. That's right. I mean, that's business as usual, right? I mean, look, there's at $97. Hey, look, dude, a low, then a slightly lower low. Oh, then it rallied, and then I guess there were people all over the world that were like, dude, oh my God, the TLT, the bottom's in, bro. And then what does it do? It goes on the squeeze and runs to what? Let's just look left, 90. Oh, there's this low from 2014 that gets formally, right? Is it 2014? No, excuse me. It's even more significant of a level. Wrong one. Look, you got 2003, 2005, 2008, even a little bit in 2011. All right, that level was formally regarded as resistance, and then the bottom fell out. And it was just, all we're doing is kind of like a similar thing. What was once, yeah, and it could be confirmation. Oh my God, this would be if TLT is, if the top's in, you're so effed. It's the worst thing ever, right? Because you've already confirmed it once. But are you gonna, if you regard the level again as resistance and then buyers relent, it is like the worst thing ever. Because it's like confirmation of distribution, confirmation that it is the lowest highs. These are the lowest highs of the entire bear trend, or the worst bear trend ever, one of them ever on financial markets. Okay, so yeah, you better hope that the buyers can get the price above 88.62 soon. Otherwise, a lot lower prices again. Okay, that's the TLT. Thanks again, Conrad, for the contribution. Okay, Bitcoin 35,475. That channel's heart line seems like the Kang for now. It's pretty nice. I like the respect there. It's beautiful. New data comes in, more data. Okay, we can start seeing what kind of makes what makes the most sense. This seems like maybe how it is right now. We break that heart line. We got a $37,000 target. It just, at least for now. All right. That was a request. Was there another one? No, Conrad and Charizard were the only people in this stream that have requested an asset. Okay. Fine. Be that way. Oh, we do need to look at, like, okay, so we're looking at good stuff. All right, let's look at one bad thing that is really a big deal. My alert went off earlier. I didn't even look at it when it happened. Maybe it's bouncing. Yeah, it has a little bit, but Dish Network, dude. Dish Network, trading like one of the worst things ever, you know, on track for bankruptcy by the looks of it. Good God. Look at this downtrend, though. I mean, like, there was nothing abnormal or out of the ordinary for the 33% drawdown it had yesterday on earnings. Nothing out of the ordinary, even if it was earnings. It's like, yeah, this is a perma bear trend since 2014-15. Since the first lower high, right? The bull trend concluded. Oh, and what a great example of the things I was talking about, right? So that's the kind of the educational theme today, is forget the higher high with I bet you there was bearish divergence right here, not even looking. Let's see, of course there was. You know, it was pretty severe too. It was like a high, then a slightly higher high, and yes, of course you get the reversal. You can after that. All right. But then, like, another drawdown. But then if you waited, you got like the Momo shift. You got the lower high. And then people really gained the confidence. Like, that was okay. Now there's distribution involved, right? You had your highest high ever, or at least the highest high of this rally until it concluded. And then a lower low comes in. Lower low. Well, that's the first lower low, you know, we've seen, but there's no lower high yet. which is a key variable that is required for a trend reversal. Even if it doesn't have any, you have to have a lower low and a lower high, at least one or two. That's what begins it. And then after the first lower high, then the first lower low, the first lower high, then it's all but confirmed when we make a lower low. Oh, and then, oh, look at that, how cute. There's these levels that are formally back tested as resistance a couple of times. You're below the 200-day moving average chart. All of a sudden, consecutive lower highs, lower lows, the trend has reversed. And that is how it concludes for assets on all markets all the time, right? You wait for distribution to come in, all right? And so since then, yeah, you have bear market rallies, but in the end, at the conclusion of those bear market rallies, you realize less than before. Whoever it was that owned Dish Network from $80 to $67, they no longer exist in this market. Their money is gone. It's not here anymore, and it becomes confirmed, right, when you start drawing down violently after testing a key inflection point too. It's wild. All right, so really cool, because we were talking about the Dow Jones. You want to see a higher, like if I flip the chart, you're like, oh yeah. You're looking for a higher low, right? The low, the lower low, higher low. Oh, okay. Trend analysis, man. Trend education. Hopefully that helps. If not, whatever, dude. I don't know. I just do what I can, man. You know, I can't, you know, if people are willing to listen and learn, that's great. If not, what you gonna do, man? What you gonna do? Feel good about it. So Dish Network sitting at its lowest price since 1998. Wow. Lowest price since before the tech bubble even really started going. Yikes. In fact, wow, you're like below this. I mean, it doesn't matter. I mean, it didn't matter until now. But it's a major level here, right? Like being below 418, 447 you're in a lot of trouble. I think eventually below that long enough, you could be making your way to $1.32. What's going on with that? The 132 there. It should be yellow anyway. You are below this, so okay. 136 in time, can't be that surprised. Yeah, so you see that. All right, okay. Let's go back to some cryptos though, because man, there's some great stuff going on. Okay, some of these coins just been going nuts. I get it. Like Neo, you know, it's down 3.3% today. Who cares? But like, look, man, it's just wild, isn't it? You know, and the thing that got me was it just on the second low, I thought it was like maybe it was turning into a harmonic dud where there was just no demand on the type 2 return. Until there was, right? I mean, no real technical damage is going on below 673 too long. You fell below it a little bit. It was tough, man. It was tough. The market stays irrational longer than you can stay solvent. This is a perfect example of that, even on a harmonic completed, right? Type 1 and then the type 2, but the type 2 lasted forever, maybe making one lose hope. I kind of lost, you know, confidence in it after it's just terrible performance, and they just held. And then finally, Bitcoin recovered, saved the world, and then all these harmonics start playing out. And what did it do? It ran to aggressive target areas, right? Aggressive target areas on harmonics, the C point and the A point, right? The top of the harmonic. It hit pretty much both, man. So that's incredible, right? The TA respected, the Scott Carney methodology, wonderful. So this was like, you know, type 2 was identified 5 weeks ago, right? And only in the past couple weeks has it been playing out. Incredible. So that was one. SNX started putting in a harmonic more recently. You know, people in the general chat were identifying it. So I'm like, you know what? You're right. It is there. And what's kind of interesting is like for how pathetic it's been, and it really hasn't done enough yet. Because when higher high, well, you know, like SNX truly hasn't really put in a major higher high in a very long time, right? Everything that's always been, even if they make higher highs like lately, locally, they're always lower than the previous major ones. And then they do the same thing like here, you know, hey, you double bottom there and you rally and you make a slightly higher high than this high, but it's just not real. And then the lower high confirms that it was bull crap, and then it draws down and marks down again. But now, like, so that's the thing. When higher high, you know, you get a higher high, then we can start talking about trend reversal. Okay, that's GBTC. It's like a 10-minute delay, so you know, we can go to it. We can go to it after this. Check it out, because GBDC, man, like I own GBDC. Hopefully you do too, if you have some sort of self-directed retirement account, because you can't own spot price, right? So I'm just saying, like, something's changing very subtly, and the harmonic is helping us identify it. But even beforehand, like, you had a low in June of 2022, then you had the same low December 2022, no accumulation, right? No more than before, the same amount. And then something changed very subtly. You can barely tell. June 9th. You don't know at the time. It was a nasty candle. There was nothing implying that it was going to reverse there. Joke. No action that one could even take on it before the rally happened. Coin float. But now something else is happening. Like, you're not making higher highs quite yet. You're starting to maybe rival the previous highs, but another higher low. So you got like two lows here, then a higher low, and now somehow another higher low. Very, very subtle accumulation, like, that has been ongoing for months. So it's one low, the second low, then the third low. That can be rule of three stuff, where this might be the last one. Now, of course, right, this was a type 1 return. You really do, like, if you are a harmonic trader, swing trader, you've already missed the type 1. Okay, that's the riskiest trade. People can go long at 886s, they can, but if there's like, there could be maybe no divergence. There was divergence on this one, right? So, but normally the type 1s will stall out, and then they will draw down, and you will get some sort of type 2. And the type 2 is the lower risk trade. That's the best trade. That's the holy grail, man. That's the dream. You're looking for a double bottom after the M shape, not the first low. You haven't gotten that, and you may never get it. But I'm just saying, SNX subtle accumulation ongoing, but still no higher highs. So the trend has not really reversed. Okay, you're not in some sort of bull trend or anything like that. Okay. Yeah, expat. Sure, man. Thanks for watching, or thanks for watching my tweet or something. Sorry. I'm not a tweeter. You know, I'm not much of a tweeter. I should be. Best social media platform the world's ever known now. X Twitter 2.0. But, you know, I just never really been big on it. Dude, I just like doing what I like doing. Like, I don't like making YouTube videos. I just like live streaming. I like improving. Like, everything's on the fly. There's no acting. Well, there is acting, you know, some of my themed streams, and it's fun acting. I'm not talking, like, there's no takes. If I mess up what I say, whoops, I messed up, and it's live, and everyone can laugh about it, you know? So that's just all I like doing. I don't like social media campaigns and marketing. I'm just not into that. So I just don't really do the things I don't really like doing. So anyway, maybe there is a glimmer of hope on SNX soon. Sorry, mouse. What's up, chicken biscuit, man? Here's the chicken. It's the biscuits, man. He likes the chicken biscuits.
Gentleman in the mix.
True dad expat. Thank you, man. Well, at least that's what I try to do, right? Which is literally no ego. No, I was right. This is my call. This is like, which is really, that's a lot of Twitter. That's why I don't really like it that much. Because
Caspa,
this is
please,
like
thank you, Mitch.
The foundation of this community, this channel, this stream is Mark Douglas principles, where we understand we don't have to know where an asset is going next to make money. So if we know we don't know, that right there would keep somebody extremely humble. So anyone that'd be like, dude, nice call, nice. It's like, it's not, you have to understand, it's not me. It's not my call. It's literally like, we're just applying the teachings of the people that put their life's work in traditional technical analysis. We're applying it to real charts in real time, and it increases the probability of a particular outcome marginally, right? So even if you have a 65, 70% chance of that outcome, there's still a 35 to 30% chance it could fail miserably, right? And then that's when it starts becoming very important to have stop losses set up strategically for reasons, proper position sizing, all that, and that's also, very, very important and foundational pillars of our community too. So, grounded trading, probabilities, not certainties, not forecasting either. Forecasting, I mean, it's just like, it's all about the levels, right? Well, when a key resistance breaks and then it's formally back tested as support, and if it's a real breakout, not a false bullish breakout, well, then the reasonable level would be, looking left at historical data, well, normally it's this level, right? That's how like 76 cents was the target on XRP lately. Like 3840K had been like the harder target on Bitcoin once it broke 31K. No, why? No, they like the whole thing, like, Schwab, man.
The Schwab tipped $25.
Yeah, we can do that.
Good, sir. Could I get your thoughts on PG long term?
We can do that, man. Thank
Weekly
you.
/ monthly charts.
Coming in. Caspa first. Thank you, Schwab. Yep. Caspa. Bro, have you heard about Caspa? It was going to change the world, dude. It's like the best crypto in the world, man. Caspa, it's like, yes, Cas. That's right. That's sad that I'm memorizing these things. Chiggers. Yeah, what incredible run. Wow, it was ungodly, man. There it is. It broke out. Right? So it was a pretty impeccable looking reaccumulation structure we know as the ascending triangle. And though, right, ascending triangles and uptrends are inherently bullish patterns based on what they represent between the psychology of buyers and sellers on a chart, right? A sell wall, someone is keeping the price tamed below 5.2 cents. Every time the buyers push the price to that level, they realize there's too much supply there. Therefore, they relent in the sellers take over. But anytime the sellers take over, they fail to see lower lows. Only higher lows come in. So when a higher low comes in, it represents accumulation. More people than before owning the asset. And so the buyers try again. And they can't break the sell wall. But in this particular situation, back in late October, last week October, there was so much demand. So the sell wall was there, but the sellers would take over, but like they couldn't do anything. There was so much demand on this asset that the sellers failed miserably to go test like the demand line that was created, right, 1 and 2. And then just it stayed, it kind of feels a little bit like what Bitcoin's been doing, just being real lately, locally, since October 23rd. And then finally, the top blew out where there was and so this is like at the sell walls, what can happen is absorption, right? So like the buyers are working over and over and over for a matter of months to absorb the remaining supply that exists here, right? Supply, sell wall, supply, and then eventually all the sell orders, all the supply is absorbed, and then there is no more supply at this level, and there's certainly no historical resistance looking left, so you go into price discovery, where you just don't know, and all we can do is use Fibonacci, anchoring the highest point to the lowest point of this structure here to get the 127.21618. That's I did look at this, I guess, last week. It had not broken out yet last time I looked at this, but that was like, if it did break out, that's why I Fibonacci'd, because it looked pretty good last time the person requested it. 1618 was 6.5 cents. Well, you hit that perfectly, and there was never a daily candle close above it 2 days ago. There wasn't a candle close above it yesterday. It was being regarded, but today the buyers are working on breaching that, and it would be the first daily candle close in 3 hours 32 minutes above the 1.618 ever. And if things were to get insane, you do have one more target with Fibonacci, and it's the 2618, and that's at 8.5 cents. No idea if you're getting there, but at the same time, even looking at this inherently bullish structure, I did not say, I know for a fact this thing's going to break out. I'm calling it, man. No, it's just, it seems probable, but there's still 30%, 35% chance it may fail. And they do all the time. Even with 35 to 30%, even 40% chance of failure, that means that it happens all the time. So you cannot expect anything. Okay. You could do measure move too. Measure move of, remember, like Bulkowski discusses this on ascending triangles and a lot of patterns for that matter. You would measure from the bottom of the structure to the top, right? The size. Hold on, I gotta change. Let me use the price tool because I don't have it weird like that. You go from the bottom of the structure to the top. Okay, that's the size. And then a measured move is once the breakout is real and it's confirmed with a breakout, you measure from the breakout, the size of the structure from the breakout, and the 100% measure move would give you 7.25 cents. So you are about 85% of the way through or to the measured move. Bulkowski, and this is an untraditional market, remember? But in traditional markets, Bulkowski discusses 100% measured moves a lot of times don't happen. Normally, based on his research of all the ascending triangles he looked at that did play out, they normally only go to about a 70% of the measured move. So you've like pretty much hit that 70% threshold of the measured move. And that's beautiful, right? So nice stuff, dude. On cast, there's not really much we can talk about but levels and maybe some education of the ascending triangle because there's no action one could take right now if they wanted to take a fresh long. No, it's stupid. That doesn't even make sense. Fresh long right now. There's no strategy. You're impulsing. You had your chance. You missed it. 5 days ago, you had your chance. You missed it. All right. I gotta leave soon. I've got a personal training session, so he's actually getting here early too. So let me look at this P&G. Bitcoin looking fine still. No break. Still 35,395, about $100 off its highs of the day. Is the Proctor and the gamble? They're gambling the Proctors. Oh my God. Well, it kind of just whacked out stuff here, man. You just don't. It is crab market. No bull market, no bear market. PG, Procter Gamble is crabbing. Okay. Could be working on complex bearish reversal stuff because the all-time high was achieved in January 2022 and then confirmed as a top in April 2022. Okay. Highest levels ever. And then, a long time has gone by, right? Lower low, lower high, lower low. And then rallies have been coming in. But all three of these peaks that are discernible, all of them are lower than the high from January and April of 2022. Meaning, whoever it is, was it the Bogdanovs or the Fed presidents and executives, right? There are still less market participants that own this asset than before. And now, right, like you're coming in and it's like there's a key inflection point of 147 that I have here, the arrow from November 2020. It is being re-regarded as support, a spring back test, back above the 200-day moving average. Very, very good there. All right, so if it is a crab market, hard to have a bullish or bearish bias lately. But one could if they wanted to. You're always looking for spring back tests confirmed, above key inflection points to that's how you can manage your risk appropriately, right? Where you enter based on the event of the spring back test and then the stop loss is somewhere marginally below that level. And then like if your stop loss is getting triggered, that means the spring back test that you're taking action on is no longer valid. So there's no more validity of owning the asset. So you have spring back test is there, but you're, and another thing that's kind of good about it, kind of reminds me of total market cap a little bit, right? Where look, you had here the low, then the same low, buyers defended it, right? Even with a false bearish breakdown, September. Same little thing, right? Where you got a low and say, oh man, a little bit low, but the buyers defended it. Now you're getting back above a more historical inflection point and confirming its validity as support. So, I mean, like if things keep smoothing over on the index funds, if they keep running, I mean, you could be headed to at least go test 155. But man, beyond that, I don't really know, man, because this is a crab market. You hadn't made a true major higher high in a long time. So there you go, man. It's kind of, equities are just kind of, because they've gone on these runs that have lasted 10 plus months now, and they're just sluggish and slow, and like they're going up to these deep retraces, and did they start crapping out, and now like you got the short squeeze going on the index funds. There's just not much price action. Anyone can strategize an entry wherever above 147 and a stop loss below 145. But I don't know if I would. I don't think I would want to be in Procter & Gamble below 145 because of its absolute significance. Historical price action below that level is normally 135. It's just okay. Thank you, Schwab, man. Weekly, monthly. Gosh dang it. Sorry. Good God, the bearish divergence continued. Yeah, let's see. That is fugly. 1, 2, 3. Right, your third peak, but still above the 200-week moving average. Still making your highest lows ever. Right, you're trying to anyway. Like you went from lows, like lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low, to all of a sudden a higher high than the previous high, a higher low than the previous low, slightly higher high than the previous high. Then these two lows are higher than this low. The weekly actually looks okay. I think you could very well strategize the same way, right? Like 145 is kind of the cutoff. Maybe you go a little bit lower, I mean, heck, man, you could even go like 140 or 139 as a stop below these two lows. And it almost could be like, wow, weekly actually does look a lot better, like you'd be like confirmation of accumulation situation like that, like 1 and 2 confirmed accumulation. And then like, you don't almost, it's like the same low, right? So it could be considered class C, hidden bullish divergence here. It's really like not too bad. It's just when are we, just all these highs are lower than this high, and that's the only concerning aspect of Procter & Gamble to me. On the bottom side, everything looks good. Just the top side, not really there yet. But it could be setting up maybe with these two lows. If it's really confirmed accumulation, you could be setting up to go test 165 soon. So definitely weekly looking pretty okay. I mean, this is something like, all right, if you can have those stop loss set up, this is something where maybe someone could have like it in their retirement account. Just have this one, just make sure they have the stop set up strategically somewhere to protect yourself in case it completely fails. All right, there you go, Schwab, man. Thank you, dude. All right, Bitcoin's probably gonna do it, man, in the next 3 hours, 24 minutes. It's probably gonna test its highs of the day, all right? But the unfortunate situation here is the streamer you're watching right now has made a major life commitment to health and Giga Chad status. Okay, I want to be, there's never been a time in my life where I was jacked Giga Chad and had successful business, money, network, net worth, legacy, purpose, all that in the real world, because I was like a kid, right? I was like college football, After college football, I kind of like hung it up and went fraternity and business after I graduated, all in business, and then kind of neglected my body, and not like really like I didn't start eating bad. I just stopped really going hard in the gym and all that. But now I want to be the most complete version of myself, and I'm committed to that, and I'm going to do that. So I just wanted to go live early because I did miss y'all. It's been a few days, and I implore everyone out there to try to become the best version of themselves. And it's just like there was never a time where I had all the business and stuff where I was jacked, and there was never a time when I was jacked when I had the business and purpose and all, all that, the success. So I want to combine my youthful self with my grown man self and virtually do a Dragon Ball Z type fusion, or I become one. Okay. And so it would be like, you know, my first name and middle name would be like Pitch or Matrick. Okay. I'm going for the Pitch or the Matrick fusion of myself. All right, so thank y'all for watching. If we do get some serious price action and we're running to like 37K, I'll probably be back after my workout session. All right, so don't like fret or be sad or anything, but I really appreciate everyone coming out, and it's good to see y'all again. And Bitcoin does look very good. Remember what Bitcoin is: the only thing that makes real sense in the financial world. The clown world we live in. All right, this is it, man. Math will set you free, and it's been that way. So I'll be back. Thanks again, everyone. Mama Ivy, that 420, all the new patrons, all the existing patrons who renewed. Thank you all. Thanks for all the views, the likes. Thanks to the mods. Thanks Brad. Thanks Chaylin. Thanks my team, Julia. Thanks everyone. It's a team effort, and we all make it come together. So I'll be back. Until next time, respect to TA. All right, there goes Bitcoin, man. It's gonna do it, but I got a training session, man. I can't. Gosh, dang it. Type in the chat. I'll see you on a little bit. Really. See you in a little bit.